So welcome everybody to, I'm going to call it our Thankful Tuesday before Thanksgiving. And before we start, I'd like everybody to just take a place, whatever you're standing on. I want you to just allow yourself to feel grounded through your feet. And maybe take a minute here to reflect on what you're grateful for today. And as we move through this holiday season, both with Thanksgiving and as we approach Christmas, just come to your breath. And I mean, most everybody that's taking the class with me tonight all know that I've been talking on and off about nervous system. So I want us to take a breath in and everybody just gently let it go. 2 more times. Take a big breath in and let it go. Now you're in the comfort of your home. If you want to use an audible breath or a sigh, and just let it go. Now with your next inhale, let's take your arms up overhead. So stretch from your feet through your fingertips. And I want you to take one arm and just bring it down to your side and just find that lengthening all on the side body. And even pause here and take a breath. And now bring your arm back up through center and then take it to the other side. And just reaching and opening through those ribs. Now as you inhale, come back to center. This time separate your feet. I want you to just allow yourself to come out and over. Bringing your hands to either your shins or the floor. And just gently move side to side. And I know it's later in the day for a lot of us to be exercising, but I really want you to allow yourself to just spend a couple of minutes here, like releasing through the backs of the hamstrings. And now from here, let your head hang heavy. And I want you to gently twist side to side. And as you're twisting side to side, coming back to that gratitude for the ability to move. I'm just going to say, so to move within your range of motion this evening. And I have gratitude for each one of you guys joining me this evening. And now from here, we're going to roll ourselves up to standing. And we're going to actually make our way down onto the mat. And as you come onto the mat, let's start with your knees bent. Check in with yourself. Allow your feet to be really grounded. So the whole sole of your foot on either your mat or on your, whatever you're seated on, but just allow your foot or feet to be firmly grounded. We're going to take one hand to the outside of our knee. We're going to begin to explore a twist here. And notice, so if you were seated in front of a computer today or driving, use the twist to help open you up. Bring it back to center. Now let's go to the other side. And just find that gentle twist. Bring it back to center. Now I'm going to give you some options here and you're going to work within your range of motion. So we're going to first start with just a basic roll back here. You can tuck your fingers or you can keep your knees bent and just roll back. And everybody that's on here has done Pilates with me in some form or fashion. So I want you to really think about where you are within your range of motion this evening. If your legs need to be or want to be extended and you want to go into a deeper roll back, then I would invite you to go there. So listen to your body. What is your body asking for this evening? How deep do you want to go? So let's roll it back 2 more times in whatever version you're in. And now the next time you come forward, sit nice and tall and cross your arms. And we're going to go right into that hinge back and taking it back and then bringing it forward. Now again, remember, you're not going to go back as deep on this is what you would as if you were coming into a rollback here. And as you take it back, again, just check in with your body. Notice where you are this evening. Let's take it back one more time. Now I want you to hold it here. And now extend your arms out in front of you, palms facing each other, and you're going to lift and lower those arms for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, as you come up, separate your legs, and I just want you to bring your fingertips to the floor in front of you. And I want you to begin to walk yourself forward. So if your back is tight from being like seated on in the chair or driving, just allow yourself to come forward. So it's just a variation here to start with spine stretch forward. Now you can continue with your legs open, or you can bring them closer together and bring your arms out in front and come into that spine stretch forward. So really think about stretching from the base of your spine to the crown of your head, and then step yourself right straight back up. Yes. And take it forward for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way up. Now separate your legs as wide as your mat. Bring your arms out to, let's keep them bent. And I want you to just find a variation here of spine articulation. And rotating through that midsection. Try to keep your hips as forward as possible. And the movement is coming just from your torso here. And let's just twist 2 more times, and then we're going to actually take it into a full rotation. Now extend your arms and find it again. So if your arms need to be stay bent, do the previous version. So finding that rotation here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, keep your arms extended, and we're going to rotate the palms of our hands upward like you're changing a light bulb. So really think about opening here and twisting for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, flip them down, and you're going to rotate them back this time, rotating them behind you. So I hope you can see my hands. So you're rotating back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now keep the palms of your hands facing back. The thumb is down. And I want you to sit tall. And I want you to start by pressing the palms of your hands towards each other. And it's just a tiny press. Press it back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more. Bring your arms, palms down this time. Now we're going to go into arm circles. So we're going to start, and I want you to, I'm going to ask you to work within your range of motion. So my circles are large, yes, and some of you might have smaller circles. And again, so circle it forward for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now pause and reverse it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bring your palms, this time their palms are facing each other. And I want you to open those arms, so the focusing on that upper back here. And even though we don't have weights, this is still so beneficial to open through our heart center, especially to find gratitude this night. Open your heart. Maybe somebody less than us has less than us. Just opening ourselves up to all possibilities. Keep them open for 4, 3, 2. I'm going to hold them back. Now you're going to do tiny presses here. Press it back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your arms back out to that T, and I know your arms are getting fatigued, but that's okay. We're going to go into saw. So you're going to reach and reach toward those foot. And keep your core engaged here to support that back. For 8. We have 3 more. 3 and 2 and 1. Now, as you sit tall, this time, we're going to take, and I want you to take one hand. So this is not part of the Pilates repertoire. It's something that crossing that midline, it really, it helps with a lot. So I want you to take, my right hand is going to come to my shin or to my ankle. And your opposite hand is going to come in front of you. And I want the thumb upward. And you're going to follow your thumb with your eyes as you bring it all the way behind you. Keep watching. So if you can go beyond and open up that range of motion and then bring it back. So just like as with anything else, you're moving with curiosity and integrity as you're doing this. So if you have achy shoulders tonight, maybe you don't go as far. Keep rotating here. 4, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now come all the way up and let's find the opposite side. So you're going to take that hand and once again, find your thumb. So let your eyes follow your thumb here as it rotates behind you. And notice the difference, even from side to side, if you are noticing it, that it is, you know, maybe you can open up deeper on one side than versus the other. Let's take it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I'm shifting my weight. I want you to bring your feet back onto the mat. So even if you do, we're not going to do a roll, we're going to do a variation here. So I want you to start bringing yourself more forward. Let your hands rest on your shins. So if you think about the upper body being more like hug a tree, you're just going to roll back, but I want you to envision that you're opening, or maybe you're catching a large ball or a pumpkin or something. But the first few, I want you to work more in a smaller range of motion. And then as you get bigger or more, you can begin to open it. And maybe you might want to get really expansive. So if you're getting expansive, your legs can separate too, and then bring it back closed. So opening from your midline or your center, and then closing everything back up. And let's continue to open here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up. Now your knees can stay bent or you can extend them. This time, round your arms, and we're going to reach for the back of the mat this time. and you're gonna roll back, and I want you to roll back and actually touch the floor behind you if you can. Try to keep your hips level and continue for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now from here, we're going to actually roll onto our sides. And I want you to, we're going to start with clam. So as you're starting with clam, think about as you're lifting underneath. So you don't want to be collapsing. You want to actually be lifting yourself up. Keep your feet glued together here. And you're just going to open and close for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Now hold it open. Keep your feet glued together here. Press that leg back. Press. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now take that top leg. Keep the bend in it. And you're going to move it back slightly. Your foot is still flexed. And you're just going to lift. So focusing on that whole outer hip here. And lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're going to extend your leg. And you're going to envision that you're pulling your heel to your glute. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now keep your leg behind you, but now you're going to extend it. And I want you to think about little tiny lifts here as you lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're going to bring your leg, keep it so it's level with your hips. So if you're rolling back, correct your posture here. We're going to add in. So the arm is going to come forward as that leg goes back and you reach. And then everything meets in the center. Keep going for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now this time, you're going to bring it forward. So leg is going to come forward and the arm is going to go back. Your foot is still pointed at this point. And for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, keep your leg forward. Now, flex your foot. Little tiny presses forward for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, bring it back to center. Now, everything aligns this time. Pick your top foot up once again. Point your toe. We're going to go into small leg circles, just little tiny circles here, no bigger than a softball for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Now reverse it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your foot. Now I want you to flex that top foot. We're going to lift that leg, but no higher than our shoulder at this point. So you're going to lift and then envision you're pulling it through, I don't know, mud, wet leaves, something where you're creating your own resistance as you're pulling down on. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now turn your toes so they're facing the ceiling. So my foot is externally rotated. You're going to go all the way up and then lower all the way down and lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, as you lower the foot, I want you to bring it behind your bottom leg. That bottom leg is going to lift up, and now we're going to lift, focusing on the inner thigh here, and lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your foot, come all the way up, and now we're going to change sides. So as we're changing sides, notice even the subtle differences between your hips as you're doing this. So connecting your feet, and we're just going to open and then close for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it open. Little presses behind here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bend that knee. Take it behind. Little tiny lifts here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're going to extend your leg. Pull that heel towards your glute for 8, 7, 6. Last one. Now from here, you're going to take your leg, and you're going to bring it behind you, point your toe, and now you're going to lift from behind for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your leg and your arm together. So now, just as before, arm comes forward, leg goes back. So you're really reaching and elongating on that side of it. So for me, it's on my left side of my body. For 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now from here, now take an arm goes back, leg comes forward for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now take your foot forward, flex your foot. Little tiny pulses, press. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stack your legs. Go back to your toe being pointed. Leg circles, and again, the size of a softball or smaller for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, and now reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and relax your leg down, but keep your foot flexed, lifting as high as your shoulder here for 8, 7, 1 more. And now from here, turn your toes so they're facing the ceiling. And you're going to lift full range of motion and then pulling it down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that top leg behind you. That bottom leg is going to lift and flex. Flex it up. Press. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, we're actually going to come onto our knees. And as we're on our knees, We're gonna come into thigh stretch here. Hands are down beside us. And we're gonna add on to them. So I want you to pace yourself with your legs. So you're just gonna take it back and bring it forward for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bring your hands forward. Now we're gonna take our feet and roll your toes under, and you're gonna lift your knees up off the floor. And then we're gonna tap and lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax your feet, sit your heels back to your hips, come all the way up. This time, we're adding in the arms for thigh stretch. So as we go back, the arms are gonna lift forward for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands back to the mat. Keep your toes relaxed this time. And find your version here of cat and cow. And let's do 4 rounds. And now from here, you're going to have choices. So we're going to come into some planking, but as we come into planking, I want you to listen to your body. So you can stay on your knees and just come forward. That would be the first version. If you're okay with trying something more, start with one leg extended behind you. Maybe you keep the other leg balanced on, or excuse me, on the mat, or you find a full plank here. So whatever version you are, we're gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees, sit your hips back. One more set of thigh stretch with your hands back down beside you like we did at the very first one. Taking it back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, as you come down this time, we're going to sit, we're going to set ourselves up for mermaid. So bringing either your leg out in front or beside you, bring one hand to the mat. And the other palm, excuse me, is going to be palm up. And you're just going to take that arm over and then bring it back. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, from here, keep the palm open. We're going to bring it in to thread the needle. But as you're bringing it in to thread the needle, I really want you to allow your eyes to watch that hand as it comes forward and back. And continue for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hand to your shin. Sit nice and tall. Take your opposite arm and reach it up and over for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's change sides. And palm is up, take it over and pull it back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Palm is still up as you thread it under, and then open for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the palm of your hand to your shin. Other palm is up and take it over for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to come into what I'm going to call a little bit more nurturing for our bodies. You can stay seated or you can actually come down onto your back. So you choose where you need to be. And I want you to start with just allowing yourself to connect with your breath. So if you're coming down onto your back, allow yourself to really feel. So I'm going to just guide you guys here. So I want you to allow yourself to feel grounded through your back. So let your spine from your tailbone all the way to the crown of your head feel really supported. Let your hands rest either on your body or maybe just beside you, and begin to connect with your breath. So always remember, as we're coming into the holidays, that we can always come back to our breath. So notice how your breath is right now. Is your breath feeling a little smooth, or is it smooth, or does it have a choppy quality to it? And can you allow yourself maybe even to bring your hands to your lower abdominals and feel the rise and fall or the expansion and contraction of your breathing? And I want you to listen to what your body needs. So if your knees are bent and your legs want to extend, then go ahead and let them extend outward. Yep. I think so oftentimes we get caught up in what do our bodies need to do? And I'm giving you permission to allow yourself to listen to what does your body need right now in this particular moment. If you need to roll onto your side, maybe change your breath, let your hands sit down beside you, but listen to what your body's telling you. And for some of us, sitting in stillness is not always easy. So stay with your breath and notice the quality of your breath. If you've been sick, are you able to allow yourself to be open with breathing? Maybe even it means opening through your mouth and allowing yourself to do a little bit of mouth breathing. So as you stay with that breath, maybe even taking a couple of really deep breaths in and just even letting it go with a sigh. Sighing is really good down regulating as well. Or if you're in a place for an opportunity, swallowing water, any kind of beverage can help you down regulate. If you're starting to feel anxious or a little bit depleted in your energy during the holidays, and everybody reacts differently to the holidays, especially with the stressors. And maybe let's stay with the breath, maybe 2 or 3 more breath cycles, and then bring yourself up to a seated position if you're not already. But please don't come up fast. Give yourself time. Yeah. So come up slow. So you can start with your legs extended in front of you, or you can bring your hands to rest on your knees like mine are. It doesn't matter. But I want you to, we're going to do some abdominal circling here, just gentle. So just allowing the connection inwardly, like what do your organs feel like as you're moving them around with this abdominal circling? And then before you go to the other side, pause first and then begin to listen. You know, is one side smoother than the other side? Which all of us have one side that's tighter, has more, it sustains more stuff. We all have muscular imbalances in our bodies, but it's honoring where your body's at tonight, coming into the holidays. So let's take a breath in and out. And then bring your left hand to your right knee. And bring that right hand behind you and just find a gentle twist here. Come back to center. And then the right hand to the left knee or thigh. And then bring your opposite hand behind you. Come back to center. Now, as you sit tall, I want you to turn your head to the right or the left. Check in with your neck. Notice what's going on. Bring it back to center and then turn in the other direction. Bring it back to center. Now this time, tip your chin down towards your chest. And notice if you're carrying any resistance or tension across the back of your neck. And now as you inhale, lift that chin and chest all the way up toward the ceiling. And then bring it back to a neutral position. Thank you guys for joining me, but I'm gonna stop recording, but I want you to stay on with me for a minute.